New capital of Indonesia. Designed according to the principles of Vedic architecture and city planning in harmony with natural law. Results of a design challenge for Vastu architects.
The government of Indonesia has announced plans to shift their present capital from Jakarta, which is an unstable place and in danger of flooding and earthquakes and totally overcrowded and congested, to move their new capital to the center of the country, which is as it should be. According to Vastu Vidya, the capital of the country should be in the center of the country. This is Indonesia. It has many islands. Our Surveyor General has calculated the Brahmastan. In the middle of all these islands, it falls into the water. But quite close to it, they have located an area on this island of Borneo. So we are looking at this place and studying it from the satellite imagery. And they said it should be an area of about 40,000 hectares for a few million people. The area is called East Kalimantan. This is the province where the city could be planned. So that'll be a place for the new capital of Indonesia. And in step one, we always take recourse to the structure of the Earth itself, its North Pole, South Pole, and the equator, and the lines that connect the North and South Pole and are parallel to the equator, and align all our buildings accordingly. And as you know, all houses are supposed to be facing east, and that means all the roads are supposed to be aligned to the cardinal directions. So this would be step one, to follow the coordinates and find this position and align it. Then Javier, so he was thinking of the nation, what makes a nation distinct? And he found that they have a national emblem and a whole history about that, which is called Garuda. And this is the symbol and the emblem of Indonesia. So then he thought, why not take that and try to make this into a city? So then he designed a city in the shape of a flying eagle, which of course is flying towards the east. And then, we were planning more, and it should be in a square, as always, with the Brahmastan. But still, the shape could be made out of these squares. And then one has a Vedic city with different areas and zonings, as you will see, call it Garuda Nagar, and have a very distinct kind of feature to the planning. Then we have from Mongolia, Durgun and Degema, they have made it. This is just the beauty of Vedic architecture. It's a garden city, as it is supposed to be. And here Hanu has shown, if you have a master plan like that, along the river, here's the river, and then if you zoom into just one small area, and then develop the details of such a city block with all different mixed-use facilities. And then here Gabriel had the same idea. He thought, okay, if we make a city like this, it should have a theme. And the theme, he was saying, it could be having a name, Padmajaya, which is a lotus shape. So he landscaped the lotus into the environment, has this beautiful city like this, and put in the center of that Maharishi's idea of the tallest building of our world, which could be then the seat of the government. then this is a very expert plan by Jonathan Frank and Dr. Anna Bonček, and they went really into details also of transportation and monorail and all kinds of features. So in the next slide you will see they also thought about zoning of different areas, like for health and wellness and a university campus and some kind of light industry and a cultural district and sports and administration, because it's a government capital and all the embassies have to be part of the government. So this is another detailed view to consider a city like that, a capital city. And Rolf had the other idea. He also thought of making zones, so he created zoning according to the different colors, but he made them concentric and always interspersed with a green space like that, which is also very interesting. And then Agni was thinking, okay, if we make such a rigid square city, why not have the zoning in such a way that it resembles some more like a garden city, which is also concentric? So she developed this type of approach, also with different colors which indicate the zoning. Of course, the city will not look like this. This is a zoning plan. Zoning plans always look very colorful. Together with the green zone all around it, and in that green zone there's, for instance, the airport, properly positioned in the northwest. Then there is a port, and then connection to the river. Then the, different production areas for food, etc. But all this is in a city environment which could expand, because no city will ever stop. But if it expands, then it will expand beyond the green belt. So the green belt should be maintained. So here is more the central area where she's writing all the aspects of zoning, like health in the north and sports, and administration is basically facing the Brahmastan like this. And then financial and commerce, and the whole thing will be a monumental boulevard coming from the east through a university and probably with ministries right and left, and the cultural center in the middle. Then here is a detail of her peace colony, which is part of that whole zoning which we had seen in colors, and then he had made different modules of houses, and then it is a composition like this. Or Rolf had thought of the administrative center, because it's a government complex, so all the ministries have to be housed, and the parliament, and then also some cultural centers and religion, and everything has to be in the central area. So Jonathan also developed such a multi-purpose residential unit with community buildings and commercial and cultural amenities. In terms of clusters, Anna and Alok and Agni and Mirta, they all have developed their own modules. And finally, Ognen had centered it. And he thought, first we have to do proper site analysis. So he looked at the land and he found there's a river, and the river is kind of turning 180 degrees clockwise, flowing in the clockwise direction. Fixed this center of the city about here, and then that's the center of the city. And because he started with the circular kind of design, the expansion areas like that could be like the suburbs, could be done in such a way. So the outer ring will have a mixed type of typology, and the suburbia is for more individual houses, and the high and mid-rise density, all the developments are more in the center like this. And then he started to consider the main roads and the ring roads and the main boulevards and like that for a compact city design. And then he developed all these variations of city blocks with all the different clusters of housing, different types and different types of houses, as we have learned. And then with green spaces and recreation like that. To summarize, the new capital of Indonesia is proposed as a sustainable garden city equipped with the most modern infrastructure, communication, transportation, and energy systems, designed in harmony with nature and natural law as a model city of the future for many generations to come. Maharishi Vastu architecture uses only beneficial orientation, placement, and proportions, so that every building and the city as a whole generate fortune-creating, peace-creating, healthy influence for all its inhabitants and the entire nation. And thank you very much for your attention and understanding.